Almost every middle-class family in Pakistan today lives in a house that looks something like this. But where did this architectural style even come from? How did this region go from building ornate houses with wood-carved jalis and indoor courtyards filled with so much character to these bland, copy-pasted concrete boxes? The story actually goes further back in history than you may think. In the late 18th century, when the declining Mughal courts and the feudal economy could no longer sustain people, they started flocking towards urban centers in search for new kinds of work. This gave a gradual rise to local manufacturing industries and craftswork, and India was at the cusp of industrialization. This is until the British East India Company stopped all this from going on any further. They didn't want competition, because Britain was already industrialized and looked for markets to sell their own goods in. So they strangled Indian manufacturing through heavy tariffs and deliberate dismantling of Indian workshops and local crafts. This forced the whole economy backwards into cash crop farming, so Britain could ship raw materials to their factories back home, and the state of local arts and sciences faced degradation as a result of these policies. However, eventually, by the mid-19th century, the British did build art schools scattered across the subcontinent, like the Mayo School of Art in Lahore. But they always taught European sensibilities over the local traditions. And so, the official architecture during the British Raj was actually just an extension of the European mainstream. This mindset prevailed even after the partition, when Pakistan became a new nation. And by the 1950s, it was desperate to look like a shiny new modern country, that it pandered to the same colonial ideals which overlooked its own cultural heritage. The government hired Western and outside minds like Konstantinos Doxiadis to design the new capital city of Islamabad, and many prominent buildings in the city were built by various outside minds. This obsession with Western modernism has remained with Pakistanis ever since. There is no room for traditional craftsmen, since their craft has no market or support, and entire lineages of artisans have disappeared this way. Since the middle classes cannot afford architects, they copy whatever the upper classes are copying, which is typically the West or the Gulf states, but with cheaply acquired materials and untrained contractors. So, Pakistan has ended up with these uninspiring, boxy cement houses that do not reflect its colorful and rich background.